See, you are what you are in this world. That's either one or two things. Either you're somebody or you're nobody.
A lot of this is behind the scenes or under the hood.
It's time to just look under the hood. No stone should be unturned.
I don't even know what that means. Look, I got an engine underneath my hood.
Most important thing in business is honesty, integrity, hard work, family, never forgetting where we came from.
Hey, pop the hood.
Pop the hood?
Pop the hood.
Welcome to the Under the Hood podcast with Jonathan Hood.
Welcome to the Under the Hood podcast with me, Jonathan Hood. Hit me up on Twitter, twitter.com, tweetjhood. Also on Snapchat, snapjhood, Instagram, IGJhood. And don't forget the Facebook wall, facebook.com, to write your thoughts on my podcast page on Facebook. We have a special guest. Our guest here for this program is the creator and the star of Wildn Out on MTV, Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon, the San Diego native, has been around for a long time on television. I was talking to Eric Ostrowski, who's running the board for this podcast today, about. He said that America's Got Talent is one of his favorite shows, and he's not hosting it anymore. Yeah, I know. I liked him on that program as well, but I'm a big fan of Nick Cannon for a long time. Whether it's behind the scenes or in front of the camera, big fan of his days of doing several movies with Drumline, and he's got more projects coming out as well. But he's coming to the Chicagoland area, the Allstate Arena in Rosemont, Friday, August 17th at 8 o'clock. There's tickets at the box office and also at arenarosemont.com. So Nick Cannon, our guest, right here from Wildn Out on MTV on the Under the Hood podcast. Nick Jonathan Hood, thanks so much for your time.
Oh, Jonathan was Hood. I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you. How much are you really enjoying right now, Nick? Wildn Out and just how your career is going right now. How much are you enjoying putting it together?
Man, I'm loving it, man. It's a dream come true. I mean, I set out over a decade ago and had this idea to give my friends a platform to be funny and to showcase their hip hop skills, and now it's gone on. But we touring all the world, packing out arenas and making people laugh during a time where people really need laughter.
Yeah, Nick, I think that the thing that impressed me so much about this show going back to 2005, 2006 is the longevity of the show. You know how shows sometimes only have a shelf life of 4 or 5 years. I mean, you're on a roll like All in the Family and Maude right now. You just continue to roll. What do you say about your longevity? How impressed are you by that?
Man, it's something that honestly I feel like I can't even take the credit for, but like I said, it's a blessing because it stays young. I mean, we continue to kind of be that revolving door of talent in the same way that, Saturday Night Live and even Living Color actually were able to do. We get to do that with Wildn Out, and then to be able to take it to a touring base. We're opening restaurants, we're doing all of these things, sports bars, so it's like all the verticals to Wildn Out have been just taking off. So it's a dream come true.
Wildn Out, again, will be at the Allstate Arena in Chicago, Rosemont, Friday, August 17th. It'll be live. Tickets are available at arenarosemont.com or go to the box office as Nick Cannon joins me, Jonathan Hood, on ESPN 1000. Nick, what is the good and the bad of being in front of the camera and versus creating? Because you do both in this show, but you've done both in your career. What's the difference between the two, being the talent and being able to get talent and getting the most out of that talent?
To be able to just be a producer and a creator, I mean, that's like a outstanding, just like legacy. But to be able to be in front of the camera, that's a skill set you got to always be on. So if I had to, I would love to be behind the camera more than anything. But I would kind of, if I could do both, I would. But if I could leave one alone, it would definitely be to make sure I stay behind the camera and just stay the creator.
Out of all the seasons, you must have a few epic battles, Wild Style, right? You have to have something that's some of your favorites. Can you give us a few that you remember that you was like, wow, I can't believe how this went across?
Yeah, I would definitely say the Kanye battles. When Kanye came on, Kanye and Chance, like they kind of were my bookends. Like, Kanye came on early in his career, and me and Kanye came up together, and he kind of like set the precedent of how MC battle and not take themselves seriously and have a good time. And now, Chance coming back for his rematch, at the season opener. He and I go head-to-head, and it's kind of dope that, two cats from Chicago actually kind of blessed us that way.
Yeah, you hit him with that. We're talking about his jeans and that Kit Kat bar, and I think you just crushed him. I think that those lines about his skinny jeans and the Kit Kat, I think it crushed him. He had to go back to the back of the line.
Absolutely. He coming with some new heat this season, so I know he got a couple new games, and this one game he actually goes real hard in. So Chance never gives up lightly.
No, he doesn't. What, Nick, as a basketball fan, is there any advice that you give to LeBron James being in Los Angeles? I mean, he right now has got the world on his shoulders, not only from a basketball standpoint, but opening a school in Akron, doing a lot of positive things with his own brand. What advice would you give to LeBron with him being in L.A.? Spots to go, maybe spots not to go.
Yeah, man, LeBron, I can't give him no advice, man. I mean, being a cat out here from the West, like, he's a king, man. Whatever you need to do. I mean, I own a couple of restaurants and stuff out in L.A., so he's more than welcome to come rock with me at any point.
Are you gonna go to some games? You gonna hit him up for some tickets? Because now that's the spot again. The Lakers have always been the spot, but are you gonna go to more games now with him in the mix?
Absolutely. I'm going to do that. I got to do that. I got to rep for the Lakers as well as for the King James. So, that's been my guy for a long time, and what he does and means to the community is outstanding. And, we've done a bunch of charity stuff together, and, we continue to just build our culture up.
How impressed are you with him building his school the way he did? I mean, for him to be able to reach out after leaving Cleveland, building this school, how impressed are you by him doing that? How much did that surprise you?
Super impressed in the way that he's handling it, and even stepping up and saying that, this accomplishment is greater than anything he could have ever done in his athletic career. It just shows you that he's really a man of the people and a man of the community. These are the things that he uses his finances and his funds towards to actually make the world a better place, starting with the youth.
You can catch season 12 of Wildn Out on MTV August 17th. August 17th, also the spot for Wildn Out Live at the Allstate Arena in Rosemont. At 8 o'clock, box office is where you get the tickets, and also arenarosemont.com. And Nick Cannon joins me on ESPN 1000. Is there something, Nick, in your career that you haven't done but you'd love to thrive in?
I'm in college right now. I'm going into my junior year at Howard University, and the goal is to get them the master's and the doctorate. So, Professor Canton is definitely something that I'm looking forward to. So that's probably the next aspect, next stage in my life that I'm trying to hit up.
What is that like for you, being in college right now?
I love it, man. I mean, wealth is the true wealth is knowledge, and I'm learning that. Like, I've accomplished many things in my career, in my life, but there's nothing more powerful than what we can actually do. They can never take away all the information and wisdom that you can obtain in academia. So I truly am humbled by the experience to walk the campus each and every week, and then to actually get fulfilled. It's something that I didn't get a chance to do as a teenager, but as a grown man, I'm truly enjoying it.
Nick, you mentioned earlier something that resonated with me, talking about the way our society is right now. I always say that I don't think that you and I or me and somebody else from a different culture, we're really not that different. However, there are those that want to separate us and make it seem like we're from different planets. What is life like for you right now, being able to bring people together with the projects that you do? What's it like for you to be able to bring people together and actually put smiles on people's faces?
Yeah, man, I'm an energy and spiritual type of dude, so I believe how Earth shoots, and they are many differences, and I do believe there's a power in melanin and so many things in the infrastructure that have been set up and placed for us or designed for us not to succeed, but ultimately at the end there's one race, and that's the human race, and ultimately I just stand firm in not being a part of the divided states of America, but really tapping into that word united, and that's really what we all got to focus on. And at the end of the day, we all know that it's a monetary society, and that democracy and government, all that stuff is just an illusion to separate us. So then we bring it all together and just operate on the same spirit. We're going to win.
Nick, is there any other projects you're working on in 2018 that you could tell us about?
Yeah, I actually did a movie that I'm really excited about that I directed and financed and produced with myself, Chris Brown, Cedric the Entertainer, DC Young Fly. So it's actually a female street ball movie about basketball, and it's called Sheetball. So I'm editing that up right now. It's gonna be pretty good.
See, you always busy, man. You're always cranking out great stuff. I mean, some of it's sports related. It's like Drumline. Drumline is a classic movie in every sense, because for those that weren't even understanding what the black culture was like on campuses, like the campus you're on right now, it opened up and really showed what that's like, and that's really you being able to create it and bring something out.
That's what I'm trying to do, and that's what we're going to do with Sheetball, too. I would love to, once we got that finished, love to come and chop it up with you about that. You know, just a poem on women in sports. That's what this movie's all about, so we're going to get to that as well.
Absolutely. I'd love to have you on to talk about that. And then don't forget, Friday, August 17th, get your tickets now. Get them early, so that way you get a good seat at arenarosemont.com or the box office at the Allstate Arena for Wildn Out, the creator and the star of Wildn Out, Nick Cannon, with us on ESPN 1000. Nick, can't wait to see you in the Shy, and hope to talk to you again about your new projects, that's for sure.
Appreciate it, Jonathan. You the man.
Great having Nick Cannon on the show to promote Wildn Out, and he's just a guy that just stays busy. He loves to be able to do things behind the camera. He's got more things coming out, as you just heard right there, so we hope to have him on again later on this year. But boy, just a great conversation with Nick, and hope to talk to him again real soon. Don't forget to hit me up on my social media, on Instagram, on Twitter, on Snapchat, as well as Facebook. And don't forget the Under the Hood radio show, airing weeknights at 7 o'clock Central Time on ESPN 1000, the ESPN app. Of course, you can find the links in the bio of this podcast. And also, do not forget the Dickerson and Hood radio show. We are on ESPN Radio nationally, across the country and around the world on the ESPN app. We're on Saturdays and Sundays for that show, Dickerson and Hood. So I hope that you get a chance to listen to that show as well. And we have a very special show coming up in September, I'll tell you about real soon, regarding college football, that you'll be able to hear and download whenever you care to on the Under the Hood podcast as well. The executive producers of the Under the Hood podcast is Sean Davis and Eric Ostrowski, and I will talk to you next time with another edition of the Under the Hood podcast. Bye. Harlem is the capital of every ghetto town. Let me sing it.